Everyone, welcome to the third episode of the Pantheon Panel. We've got a couple things to talk to you about today. We're going to talk a little bit about the three-man queues and the matchmaking system regarding that. A little bit about the new passives, the new hell, and we're going to look at where SMITE is going with the community and spotlight some of the community aspects or projects that are already going on out there. My three guest hosts today are Demon Machine from blgaming.com, Borderland Gaming. Along with us, we got Fixie SLN from shoutcastthis.com with a pain. And we have our last guest host is Sockless, who has set up SMITEDB.com. So, real quick, for those who are new watching us today, why don't we go ahead and start with some introductions, and we'll actually work backwards with them. So, Sockless, it's you were on us with the first episode, so introduce away again.
Sockless, I created and run SMITEDB.com, one of the fan sites, pretty much database, has all the information you ever need, guides, everything like that. That's pretty much all I do. Besides,
you also have a team, right?
Fixie from time to time. Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on with that right now.
No, not much
because
options.
of the nature of the game, but yeah, I'm with Tilt Gaming as well.
All right, how about you, Fixie?
Hi, I'm Fixie SLN. I've got a herniated disc, so I'm recliner right now. I'm the director of marketing for shoutcastthis.com and an avid gamer.
All right, and you're joining us back from last week to this week. All right, and our last guest host, Demon Machine.
Hey, how you guys doing? I'm Demon Machine from BL Gaming. I run the site. I do all sorts of things. We're gearing up for all sorts of things SMITE, and we're just having a great time. And I'm still wearing pants, so we're off to a good start.
Pants are awesome.
We're good there. All right. And I am Justin Kennedy, or JK Kennedy. Some of you will hate me, some of you will like me. I don't know. I have 50% win-loss, so you probably hate me times. All right. Let's go ahead and get started then. Let's just look at the first thing I want to look at is the three-man queues and the matchmaking system. The amount of time that queues are going, the quality of matchmaking that we're getting, and the if the wins and losses have changed based on since they added in three-man queues. If your amounts of wins or losses have changed because of three-man queues. So, anybody?
Okay, I'll do. Yeah. Yeah, I'll go. That's fine. Three-man queues have greatly helped, I think, everybody with win-loss and KDR. Playing with three people over just one other, or two buddies other than just one other buddy, is really helping to look at what lane compositions are competitive right now, will be competitive when the game comes out. It also helped us to test out balancing for some of the gods that they've messed around with, too. So I think it's a step in the right direction. It's not five-man queues, which I want, but three-man queues, I guess, are better than no-man queues.
No-man queues would be very difficult.
Yeah, I'd run away.
Sad game.
What about the fact that we got these three-man queues, and then the matchmaking system has to do one of two things: match us with lobies who are teamed up, or two individuals who might be of average skill, but it can't find them, so it just puts you two fresh people who just hit level 6. Now that we actually got our normal queue back up, actually. I mean, have you all run into this issue?
Sure.
Any frustrations?
Not yet. I've been quite pleased with the queuing thus far. Although I did solo queue the other day, and I don't know what the hell some people were doing, but it ended up being a pretty good game in the end after it took us 45 minutes to finally die. But, either way, it's what's going to be. They'll get it fixed eventually. It's just going to take some time and a bigger base to really kind of get it going.
All right, so can we say just general three-man queues have definitely made things a bit more fun, maybe? Be able to queue with three people?
It's nice to be able to queue with more friends. I mean,
Yes.
That's always more awesome.
All right.
With three people, too, you can control two of the lanes in the game right now, too. You can put two in right or left, and then you can control middle, or put one in left, have one jungling. So you can control more of the game and the outcome of the game that way, too.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely true. And I think it's helping out with some teams. They can go ahead and start practicing one solo and two people doing a lane. I'm seeing a lot more in the chat when you go into a game, people yelling out, "Me and this person have right," or "Me and this person have left." I think it's helping because of that. All right, let's go ahead and skip queues. Queues are queues, and they'll change every single week. Let's go into the new passives. We got our passive speed, passive crowd control reduction, passive gold and XP gain, and passive respawn reduction. These 4 passive abilities that have been added into the game that are normally, except for the respawn reduction, part of other items as well. Are they a needed buy? Or is it becoming down that some of these items are like required for you to purchase at some point during the game?
Well, let's compare them to like GP5 items in League of Legends. That's how I like to compare them. Like the passive XP, passive gold gain, I think is really nice if you're playing someone like Ymir, and you're not going to sit there and get a bunch of kills. Or if you're playing a melee support or melee dual lane with somebody who's just going to sit there and farm, it's really going to help you keep pace with them and with the other team, which is going to help overall balance the game and make it more exciting. So for that passive, I'm all for it. I think it's very cool. It's good that they implemented it, and it's just adding more depth to the game. So yeah. Go passives.
It's going to add a whole list of new things that you can try out, more combinations of various things. So it can't be anything but good, really. I mean, it can help make overpowered, but then they'll just have to balance that out in the end.
Right.
There are certain gods that some of them pair really well with too, like the respawn reduction with Bastet. Like that goes really well with her. So I think you'll see some interesting stuff come out of that, especially as they introduce more of the passive.
Have you tested that? Does it give her 50% respawn reduction?
It's
I don't think
stacks.
it's
Stacks. Yep.
So for 9 of her deaths, if you buy that thing right from the beginning, Basta has 50% respawn reduction.
Well, that could be a good thing or a bad thing. If it's a bad player, they're just going to die faster and feed more, you know what I mean? As a Bastet, her survivability is really the key to like her being able to carry late game. So I honestly don't know if that passive on top of that passive on top of her inherited passive is really necessary. Like if you're buying that to res faster because you're dying too much, all you're doing is you're hurting your team. So
well, if she's wasted her 9 lives, if Bastet's wasted the 9 lives, I think we can pretty much say at that point we are already aware that I don't care if what abilities or items that Bastet buys, not really a threat anymore.
Pretty much.
I mean, dying that many times or that stuff.
You just fed somebody else really hard, so that's
yeah. But it could be quite useful late game. The 70-second respawn timer suddenly becoming only 35 seconds.
That's when you get up to save your Minotaur because you're dying.
Yes. And I have noticed that actually doesn't work. You can't buy the item when you're dead and then it cut your time in half, or cut your time by 25%. It has to be beforehand. So that's nice too. It can't be I'm going to cut it real short real quick. You have to make the decision ahead of time. So that's nice. What about the crowd control reduction? Has it reduced? Does anybody know if it combines with the boots, with the reinforced boots?
I don't think passives with items stack. I don't think passive with items stack, but like passives with passives still stack because like they have to. I think I don't know they have to, but with items I don't think they do because like somebody pointed out in chat like I don't know because Midas boots doesn't stack with the passive, but Cat Chick's passive does stack with the passive you can buy. Holy crap, that's a lot of passives.
Yeah.
So we're looking at the items are essentially not. It's just like anything else where you have a limit on those reductions.
Right.
To say there. All right. I mean, passives. Okay, so we've got 4 passives. Do you think adding the 4 passives was a good part of the game?
Absolutely. It's adding another way to customize your character, and it's something different since we're not going to be seeing those activated items or the multiples of the same items. We can then have another way to customize our playstyle with these passive abilities.
You see any
It'll
foreseeable
really
ones?
piss off the League of Legenders.
What was that?
It'll really piss off the League of Legenders.
The League of Legenders?
Legend?
The Leaguers of Legends? Leaguers of Legends, I think, works. Leaguers of Legends. What about more passives? Do you foresee more passives coming in the future, or do you think we're pretty much done with these passive abilities?
Only if they replace existing ones. I don't think they'll add any more. Like, if you go back to the way Hi-Rez tested stuff in Global Agenda Alpha, they would throw stuff in there, and if they got good feedback from the community, they'd keep it. If not, they took it away. I think this is something they planned on doing from the start, so I think what we're looking at is what we're getting. And the only way I think we'll see more passes is if it replaces, like, one of them. Like, if they take, like, the crowd reduction passive and they do something like a plus 5% movement speed and negative 10% CC. Like, they could roll those into one, but I don't think we'll see extra ones.
All right.
It seems to be that they're mostly items that provide these passives already, and it's kind of that you can just buy them without having to buy the item. So if they introduce more items with a different passive, I think we might see those passives added in to the abilities.
Okay. Well, let's move on.
I was going to say that it kind of almost is like where you can double stack items. So if you can get a passive and the item, then you can theoretically double stack items.
Yeah. Do we want to double stack boots, though?
Oh, yeah. Wait, that doesn't work?
Ask all the noobs in League of Legends to try it. See what they say. All right, let's move on into what is undoubtedly some of the chat's favorite topic right now, already looking at it, is hell. What the hell is with hell? So what the hell is going on with hell right now? Before we actually talk about it, I'm just going to show a short little video on hell and mana management.
Your middle tower is under attack.
This is level 12, by the way. With only 2 items maxed out. Boots of Magi and the pendant for the reduced cooldowns. So, I mean, there's a little lot going on here. They don't share cooldowns, her different sides. There's no shared cooldowns there. And everything's on a short cooldown. A pretty short cooldown for most of the things, especially the number 1 ability and the ultimate. So, have any of you played Hell a lot in the past week?
Yeah, of course. I want to win.
I always let the other people play the hell that are practice.
Let the new player play Hell because it's less likely to fail.
Yeah.
Good way to look at it, too.
What about you, Sockless?
I've played her a couple times. It's just not my playstyle, but she is a wee bit strong right now, to say the least, so it is nice to have one if no one else is playing her.
Why do you think Hi-Rez decided to release her like this? Is there a reason they just wanted to go like a high-end, like sometimes in beta testing they go, all right, let's really dramatically change and see what the community thinks and see what happens? Is that possibly what it was?
I have a theory on this. I think they buffed her so that we had something to talk about in this episode. No, seriously. Before they buffed her, before they changed everything over, I think she was slightly underpowered. She was boring to play. She wasn't that exciting. And now it's like, oh my god, I can kill people? Really? And not over that, she kills people really well, really well. To a point where I hate to say anybody is OP. I just don't use the word like, oh my god, nerf hell. But she is a super strong god right now, and definitely a force to be reckoned with. She can be countered, she can be killed, she can be trolled, but she's super strong right now in the game.
I mean, we were talking about, and I think she's more of a character right now that you have to burst down. Like, you have to just essentially take her out right away. If you give her the opportunity, then she gets away and heals herself real quick, and then you just wasted part of your time.
That's the
So
plan every time we play against her. We go, we wait, we kill her level 2, we kill her level 4, and we kill her level 7. By the time it gets to level 14 or 15, she really doesn't matter because she's not doing that much base damage. Also, getting magic resist items works really well against characters like that.
It does. It does.
do you do you think any changes will possibly come this week with her?
This week,
I think
I
they
don't think
absolutely
so.
will. I don't think they'll leave her like this another week. And obviously she's still under development. She still doesn't have a passive icon and stuff like that, so they are currently working on her, I would assume. But you know what they say about assuming.
About assuming.
Here's what I would
What
say
did they
about
say?
the whole scenario. When developers like to overbuff somebody, it'll really put the focus on a support that can now do something else besides support. And so it gets people thinking outside the box and thinking, what the hell do I do with this? Get it? And then you continue on, and you got to make sure to learn how to deal with her as the other people. Then you got to learn how to play her as your normal players. But it makes people just completely think differently, and it's just something that has to be done. Eventually, they'll probably overbuff somebody else to make you think about that because that character has been completely forgotten about. And pretty much like Fixie said, it's just brings them forth attention, and there you go.
What about the short cooldown on her ultimate? Do you think that needs to stay just because that's part of her feat? That's basic because her ultimate doesn't really do any damage or anything. It gives her a little bit of a buff on things.
What cooldown?
With the 1.5
They need to. I think
seconds.
a 5 second. Yeah, I agree. A 5 second cooldown on Hell would be awesome. And I don't think they intentionally overbuffed Hell. Like everyone is stuck in this like League of Legends like paradox mind thought. When Riot releases a new champion, they're like, oh my god, let's make it overpowered so everybody has to buy it with IP and Riot points. I swear to God, it's what they do. Don't even try and defend it. Hi-Rez didn't do that intentionally. They wanted to rework her, and let's remember, it's their first little like dab into the MOBA genre, so they're trying to balance a god that they haven't done that before. So like, okay, let's make her more exciting to play. She's a lot more exciting to play. That was a great success, but she might need a little bit more of a tune-up. But it wasn't intentional. I don't think they're going to touch her this week either because people are playing her now and they want feedback from that. They're getting all these awesome statistics from every game we play, how often she's played, who she kills, what that person was wearing when they were killed. I think they just thought that SMITE players were a little bit more intelligent and understood how magic resist worked when they gave her that rework.
Well, what about the? Okay, so let's go look at an item on her. The someone's echoing through you.
Polymonicon?
Yeah, the Polynomicon or whatever you want to call it. Whatever that item actually
That's one
is.
thing I can't pronounce! Holy crap!
Polynomicon. So it's broken on her right now, actually, which is probably a good thing. It's probably a good thing that it's broken on her with the way she scales with magic. But add in the fact that apparently it's also been said that the thing is also triggered by her ultimate.
Whatever.
So every 1.5 seconds she can deal full magic damage with the basic attack.
There's also an item that'll counter that as well.
So just the solution is just to counter.
Yeah, like isn't that how you play MOBAs?
True.
Like isn't that the point of MOBAs? Like, oh my god, they have a physical DPS range character who's poning me. Oh, look at these awesome physical resistance items. Maybe I'll buy a couple of those. Oh, what? She went from hitting me for 800 down to 350? I can survive and kill her now. Like that's why you play MOBAs. You react. It's like the basis of all multiplayer games. Like, people just need to realize that if you're worried about dying to a Soulbeck, if you're worried about dying to a Hell, if you're worried about dying to an Artemis, build so that person can't kill you in 3 shots. And then ping 4 times, call your buddies over, sit there, dance circles around her, do the hoopla dance, and kill her. That's it.
Do you think it's part of the problem we're having right now is that too many people are at the point where they're trying to figure out what builds they want to go with, or like what's the most efficient way to build this character, and they're not paying attention to counter builds for items, or not looking at what's damaging the team. I need to go back and switch my build up to do this. Everyone's
Nail
like,
on the head, sir.
everyone's like, oh, I gotta get these boots, I gotta get this item, I gotta get this item, and get this item right now is the problem we're stuck in.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. People aren't thinking. They're just they're just going with what they have been told is what you should get.
You mean
don't actually-
you mean like guides, like maybe a SMITE
Maybe
TV
guides
site
or
might be having.
What
David
if
Sockless, it's all you, bro.
it is? You're destroying the world. It's
I think this might be slightly larger too, because I feel that they might be not only testing out a god, but they might be trying to see where they want to take the support role in the game. Because
They've
I'm
already
not quite
stated
sure.
they've already stated they're not going to have dedicated support roles.
Where did
And that's how
they
she
say
was
that?
before.
Yeah, they've said that.
Or was that with the most recent thing when they were changing Hell?
Apparently, they said that back in Alpha, that they don't want to have dedicated support gods. They want to have gods that can play a sort of support. Like right now, I would consider Ra a support god, but he can also dish out a ridiculous amount of DPS with his ulti. His ulti is giant, pre-level 12 right now, but he's, in my mind, a support god. But there's nobody that's going to be dedicated to support. That's why Hell is the way Hell is.
All right.
Well, and the common consensus seems to be just to build magic resist to counter, but she does have an ability that shears 30 magical protection away, so if she would get another pin item, you're still going to have a slight problem with her damage.
You can make her squishier, and you can also get the item that gives you a shield.
Yeah, you can put on items that like the Void Stone reduces magic resist of enemies. So if you're a magic character, then that way you can easily take her down. I mean, I've been playing Agni a lot more. Stun her, burst her down real quick with another teammate, and she's dead.
Well, I'm not saying not to build a counter to her, but that if you're building 3 items just to get a set amount of magic protection to counter, then she's obviously still doing something for her team. And somebody else wants to talk to her.
Yes, Mr. Demon Machine.
Yes, I want to say something. This is proving how vastly different. People are taking this mindset that SMITE is League of Legends. You can run around people. I can destroy Artemis if she's got tons of damage because I can run circles around her as Odin and she just can't hit me.
That's the thing. Yeah.
On me.
No, you're right.
It's
And
amazing.
we were talking about this. I was talking about this earlier. People don't realize that everyone sees Artemis. Let's run away. I see Artemis. I say I'm going to run up on top of her because she can't hit me when you're in close range. Artemis has the hardest time aiming at somebody if they're in close range. They're going to need a fast DPI mouse and a good, really quick hand coordination to be able to keep that target on you. Especially if you're running somebody like Raw, you just take circles around them. Yes, Mr. Fixie, you have an answer to something.
I just want to look at this conversation, go back to your first episode where you all thought that, oh my god, that
I lost it.
Odin was the most overpowered god in the game, and do this.
And to be fair on that, only one person said that he was the most overpowered god.
No, I think it was 3 out of 4 said he was the most overpowered god.
He's
It was
one of the
rare.
most versatile.
Okay,
That's
right,
what it was.
Artemis.
It was-
You guys said Artemis, and then one person said Odin, and you were all so wrong. You were so wrong about that.
Well, she did have the way her board changed. After that.
yeah, with her boar change. She was OP with that boar.
Oh man,
Poor
Alakai, you know who I'm talking to, bro? Yeah. He sees it. He's like, "Oh my god, I was so wrong, so wrong."
All right.
I'm done. Sorry.
So I guess what we can sum up from that, Mr. Fixie and Mr. Demon, that we can say that basically we still, at this point in time, have to learn how to play this game.
Oh yeah.
People still have to learn how to play this game. Stop assuming that you're going to stand there and use your stuff. Stop assuming that one build is going to work for everything. And stop assuming that the game's going to work the exact same time every time.
Here's the biggest thing you have to stop assuming. That if you're in range, they can hit you. I have dodged so many spells and different things, running up to you as Odin, and then smashing you in the face, and I have full health.
Odin.
Yes, because in this game, unlike other games, you can't click on them and then it automatically hits them.
Oh, Demon, you're a man after my own heart, Brute. Oh, bromance. Bromance right here, bro. I'll take you out to dinner anytime, sir.
Sweet.
All right, so we've gone about 30 minutes into the show now. So let's go into the main starting point of this segment, and we're going to take a look at some of the community projects going on right now amongst it, and that's why I brought you all on here today, and wanted to focus on bringing you all in here. Did you all know that? Just so you know.
No.
Okay.
Oh god, didn't know that.
I knew it. I'm not
Amazing.
gonna lie.
Oh, Fixie knew it. Okay. So we'll start with Fixie then. And Fixie, who is, you say, are you the manager and starter? Or did you start up Shoutcast this?
Director of Marketing and co-founder. Yes, sir.
All right, and I actually have your website. It looks like this right now. It says "Shoutcast this coming soon."
Hey, bro, we have something up. It's been under development. It's a hard thing to do. I wish I had some screenshots I could show you guys the beta. I forgot about that completely.
I like how your Shoutcast this has Han Portal goes live on it as the image right
Because
now.
On Portal went live when we were working on Shoutcast This. We've got a huge networks of esports sites. We're actually one big giant under one big umbrella called Power Frag Incorporated, and Shoutcast This is our flagship website. We've got Han Portal. We actually sent our heroes and newer team to DreamHack in the winter. That was cool. They did well there. So we've got a bunch of teams, a bunch of websites. Shoutcast, this is going to be the biggest one, the most popular one. We're going to have regular streamers on there. We're going to be streaming tournaments on there. People are going to send in videos of like their StarCraft 2, SMITE, LoL, Han matches, and we're going to highlight those and stream those for them. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like it's going to be a giant mix of like all the different games and all the different types of streamers. Yours truly, other popular streamers. I'd love to get like Sockless and Demon and you, Kennedy, on there to do some like guest commentary. Oh, like anything. It's just gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have bots on there. It's a really cool, exciting website. And Smite is gonna be a featured game on there for quite a while once we go live in August.
So I guess obviously based on the name and everything, it's going to be focused around this feature in the game that we don't have available yet. I'm guessing, or observer mode, is it correct?
I've actually found a workaround for that though. 2 days ago, I dressed up as Zeus, and my wife dressed up as who'd she dress up?
Artemis?
Benalla. And we ran around throwing fake shields at each other, and I picked up a lightning bolt and I threw it, and we recorded it, made a video. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cast that.
Where are you uploading it to? Because I really want to watch it.
I'll probably upload it to YouTube because I feel like at this rate we might not ever get any sort of mode for me to be able to cast it. So I'm gonna make my own videos at home.
You should set up a camera like from a top of a building pointing down, so you get.
You guys know I'm not serious, right? This is my way of telling Hi-Rez they really need to get up and get this done so that we can start generating more content for our beautiful viewers and for the rest of the Smite community. It just needs to happen soon. They need to work on that now. Don't worry about balancing or changing gods anymore. Just let me be able to cast these games. The people demand it.
I have heard spec mode is done. It's just they haven't released it for the public yet.
Yeah, that's what they said about Halo 2. We all know how that went.
Fixie, when can we expect possibly something more for the website?
It should be 100% live in August. I want to go into beta mode here the end of July, but you know, one of our main developer is finishing school. He's over in the UK. He's finishing school, so that's kind of more important than a website. So we said, go finish school. When you're done with that, bro, you know, we'll get things rolling. The website is basically done. We just need to implement the Twitch API. We're going to have a cool little feature that says who's online, who's streaming, and it's going to show like a little pop-out window of who's streaming. And that's it. We need to implement the Twitch API for the work. We've already got the owned API implemented. And we've got one more cool feature that I'm not allowed to talk about that's really going to change the way people view how video games are being broadcasted, reviewed, and played. So that's the last thing we want to implement, and it's really going to blow everybody's minds.
All right. Well, you think about that one more cool feature, and we'll come back to you here in a little bit. All right.
Oh, shit.
And let's go ahead and go over here to Sockless, who is the creator of SmiteDB.com. I'm going to pull it up and y'all look at this here for a moment. And SmiteDB.com has actually, you launched last week, I believe. Is that right, Sockless?
Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah, we went live then.
And I see you already got in. Like, I like your sorting of the gods. It's really cool being able to just click on what their type are and switching between them. I think that helps out really cool. And you can click on them and figure out their more info. So it's really nice. So how long did it take? Did you all actually go through the game and search through all this information and just pull it out, or did you use data information?
For most of the artwork, it was data mined and pulled out really easily. there's a program out there, I can't think of the name of it, that let us view it and export it all and as TGA files. But as far as all of the actual text went, Varion West, he went through the game making notes, copying word for word, and then putting all that in on the website. And we're going to have the sorting feature that we use for the gods on all of the items. And
That's what I was going to be my next question. I was wondering about that. Yeah, so we will be able to sort between items. That will be nice. Can you actually add in like an aura sort feature as well? Since Hi-Rez doesn't have it in game, it'd be nice to have an aura section. AURA.
Most definitely. Yep.
While you're at it, can you make a spectate mode, please?
Have that up this
You're on
week.
top of everything else.
What about these offerings? Did you actually pull these out that day before the closed beta officially started? Or did you already have them?
Well, I knew I was wanting to do a website for the community because I knew that there would probably be a need for one, and I did. As soon as I saw those, I was like, I need to get those written down, just to have them backed up. So I went through and wrote them all down and had them as a backup. Now, I didn't write some of their names down, but I found them through other sources. But, all that was done the day before the beta went live.
I mean, this looks nice. Plus 5% XP per minion kill.
Hacks.
Did you hear recently that they
The real
might
problem right
be
now-
doing away with external system, with an outside the game system, so the offerings may not be there?
We asked them that in our Q&A we did with them, and I believe that was the last question we asked them, and they said they were still kind of up in the air about it, whether they wanted to have an external system that affected your gods in game or not.
I'm looking at this one,
Which I would assume
movement
maybe is why they
speed.
pulled it from the game.
So we can have our boots, which gives us generally 21% increase, plus 10% from the passive, plus 3% from the offering. So.
And each of the offerings are mirrored too, so there's actually two that provide that speed increase movement.
Oh,
You could
okay.
have those
So
stacked.
interesting.
There's technically only 3 sets, but they're mirrored twice.
All right, and there's one other
So
thing.
we're
ahead.
slowly trying. Good.
No, say what you're saying. I'm just looking for something.
Is at the top there in that little red box, people keep asking for features, and we're trying to implement those. But this entire website was coded in the range of about 3 days. So what I'm actually trying to do now is still put the features that people are wanting, but I'm actually designing a whole other site from base, which probably won't be done for another couple months, that those will be able to be plugged into as well. So everything you see now will eventually get reworked into something different. That's not any indicative of how it's going to look in the end.
Okay, so you can actually create a guide right now. Is that available for people to go and do?
Yeah, you have to have accounts because it works with the editing system that I need to be able to know that you are the author, and so you can edit the
All
guide.
right, so pretty soon we'll be able to send noobs here and say, here, follow this guide, but do not complain to us when it doesn't work against Hell or Arachne or whoever else, right?
I don't have them linked yet because I'm not sure how I want to handle it, but when you do create one, you do get a special URL that you can give to people to go ahead and show them the guide.
Oh,
and all
nice.
that's
Oh,
implemented
cool.
Already. It's just
Cool
not
feature,
linked
dude.
out.
All right, and you have, let's look, you started a little SMITE DB podcast, episode 1, you released last week. And I actually listened to it yesterday a little bit. And who does this with you?
Varion West, he helps me do a lot of the data entry and the news on the site. He's also co-captain of Tilt. And we had Oxygen on, who, if you have never played or met Oxygen, he is one of the most awesome people in the community right now. He was really a treat to have on.
All right, so it's pretty nice. You've actually got some stuff. So you got the site up. You got a lot of information, people. You've had a podcast episode. You've gotten yourself a little Q&A with the Hi-Rez developers. You're doing a Logitech gaming mouse. You know they got the G600 coming out now, or something like that. You're doing a G500. I mean, come on, maybe you should
That's what
up
I
it
have. I
up.
love that, man.
And then something else, which I'm sure a lot of people have looked at, and for those who haven't, is this unreleased gods found in the game files. And it's got a lot of people interested. There's a lot of them here, so if people want to go, they can go look at it. We got some pictures. I'm not sure what's going on with Bakasura here, but he better eat people alive. We got Fenrir, Freya. How do you say it?
Those are really
Guan Yu?
old models too. Don't
Yeah.
forget, those are super old
some of those-
models.
Yeah, so you can see these models definitely don't look like they're complete. And then Yinlo Wang and stuff. And you actually talk about these in your podcast, is that right?
Yes, we went through. The podcast is It's going to be about what happened in that week of SMITE, but it's also going to be about what we covered on the website that week. So we went through and talked about the Q&A, the unreleased gods, everything we had pretty much done on the website that week.
All right, well that's awesome there, Soklas. So thank you. Is there anything we can look forward to in the future with it?
Yeah, like I said, I've got a huge list on top of other things that I'm doing, features to implement, but I'm also implementing them in such a way, like the guide builder I rushed through and had to actually go back and recode the past week. So I want to implement them in a way that when we move to the new site and the new structure, that they'll be able to just shift right over and won't have any problems with that. But the next thing I'm going to be working on is tier lists are a big thing, and I'm going to have a community tier list where you can kind of go on and drag the gods in the order you want to drag them, and then vote, and it will aggregate all of the community's opinions and get the community opinion on which god's the most powerful right now, which one's not. So that's the next feature you can see coming up.
Okay.
Got him.
I might be caught behind the school here or some shit. My mom just caught me behind my house. I was doing anything. I'm sorry.
You had like this Chewbacca face about you. It was really bad.
All right, let's go ahead and switch over to you now, DM Machine, with Borderland Gaming, blgaming.com, and we got your site up here as well. So what are you all doing with this site? Where do you all start from? Where do you originate from?
We originated from Bloodline Champions. Had to remember the name again there. And I run the site. I'm responsible for everything on the site at the moment. And we have our web developers pumping out new things. We have a new guide section coming out in the next week or two. We're hoping to have it done in a week, but we're shooting for 2 at the latest. We will have our streams system fixed, and we will have the streams on the front page with all who's streaming, basically like TL style, Team Liquid style. If you guys go to teamliquid.net. What else? We have our forums, and we have everything else. We're also going to be throwing tournaments, like prize money tournaments. We have sponsors and stuff locked in for that, so we can at the very least, when we get spectator mode, we're going to start with a $500 tournament, which is very exciting and quite fun time.
$500 tournament, awesome.
If you are a caster, we are always looking for casters.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
I might know 1 or 2 of these casters you speak of.
I don't know. Maybe we should use that system, the game has and practice.
Yeah, that 5v5 feature is what you're talking about, I believe?
Yeah, the 5v5 thing and the look at the action system, that thing,
Yeah.
Something else on your site that I've noticed is this was really cool the other day. Taking a little bit of a sneak peek at SMITE skins that you'll have found some stuff on.
Yeah.
Agni is turning more volcanic, it looks like. Something's going on with them.
Yes, those are very interesting, and yeah.
I think Arachne being turned into a skeleton spider will strike more fear into people than originally.
I don't install.
It's pretty scary looking. I mean, we got a little bit of a new Hades here. I'm not sure what's going on with Hades. He's
like
a cow.
Diablo.
All we need is a cow and Smite.
It's what I just pulled off the front of my truck, yo. Why sound so fucking...
I like this one. I like Surfer Hebo.
Yes, it's Hebro.
Hebro.
Bro.
Let's see who else we got here. What's going on with this one? I guess this one's not as far along. Here, actually, no, we got a picture somewhere else of that one, I think.
He didn't have any.
How about this one right here? Not only now do we have Baby, it's now Thug Life Baby.
Nice, that's so good. Bianca's child and Smite.
And he has
a Smurf one too.
Gets to carry a huge bat. So, yeah. Mana number 5. What's going on with Bastet here? It's like Scarecrow Bastet mixed with...
It looks like Anubis stat.
I don't know. Really messed up in different claws.
Change it, don't use it. I don't like it.
Another the Shaolin Wukong, which is already in game. I think it looks a bit different, but
it's just DBZ. That's all it is.
Yeah.
The neat thing about the Bastet
His
skin too
ultimate
is that it changes her cats.
What's with this
Her cats
Emir?
get remodeled too.
Did we just wanted to be like spiky Emir or something? They couldn't think of something else different for him?
I hope it gives him 5% plus physical damage. and a thorn mail, basically.
Yeah,
You know.
I don't know.
New passive.
I don't
Yeah,
understand.
if Arachne jumps on him, she just sticks to him.
Here's an idea. Wouldn't it be neat if these new skins gave you a different passive?
That would be very interesting. But the problem with that is that you wouldn't
Balance.
balancing, and you wouldn't be able to charge money for it because then you'd be paying to win in certain circumstances.
I don't know. Like, I don't feel like passives win games. It's how you play around those passives that wins games. So, I mean, if they really wanted to sell skins, I think it'd be awesome if they said, hey, our new skins are cool because they look badass, but you also get this neato cool passive as well. I think that'd be awesome advertising. They should probably just hire me.
I don't know what this one is. Like Emir takes up Zeus's day. Emir plays Zeus for a day.
Yeah, people would complain and complain if that happened.
They're doing it anyways. Whatever.
Cheerleader Bastet. I'm not not Bastet, but cheerleader Callie. I'm not sure what to think about this one.
Oh, I like it that she's got the football head. That's got the skull inside the head.
Oh, does it have a skull in it?
Yeah.
So we got Santa Odin.
Mm-hmm. They had to expand his gut for that one.
And Pirate Sobek. I think that one makes sense. It's kind of cool.
I'm kind of curious if the bird will fly or if it'll just sit on your shoulder the whole time. Like if he goes into his little puddle, will it just fly around you or something? And
Goes underwater with you for minutes. It's bath time. What is this one?
the hell?
That's hell?
Yep. You're gonna float around on rocks instead of a cloud.
I think I'd rather keep the default hell.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that face, but I mean, all these are just what I found.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm sure they're going to get remodeled and tweaked.
And there's actually 2 threads on this, right? Actually 2 articles.
Yeah,
I
the other ones are
believe.
pretty much just the artistic version of the some of those renderings.
Well, it looks really cool. All right. And I believe you all have your own show as well, right?
Yep. Yes, we do.
And what is that
Or
called?
Beyond the Rift on Thursdays. Tomorrow's at 9. Where we just kind of, me and my co-host Rebel, we come here and do it out of my studio. We just talk all about SMITE, and sometimes we play games. Sometimes we just BS around and do certain things. We like to get guests on and have fun conversations, often about balance. We'll talk about patch notes and anything interesting that may have happened that week.
And I believe Duke joined you all last week, which was really cool. And
Yes, he
then-
did.
So.
He jumped on for like the last 20 minutes. We ended up running really long because he came on, and we were like, we can't stop now! So,
So you'll actually do you do Smite at 9 now, and you do Super Monday Night Combat at 10. Is that correct?
yep.
All right.
And so Duke decided to stay and troll our Skype call through Super Monday Night Combat, and he was actually very interesting to talk to with that because he's talking about a wholly different game, but it really related a lot back and forth. It was
Yeah,
fun.
he kept going in kind of like the development stuff, and he like keep jumping into that. Like he's like no. He's like stopping y'all in your arguments.
Yeah, that mysterious voice coming out of nowhere.
He's in the background like, whoa, what's this doing here?
Exactly.
You put
Yeah,
a-
we just generally try to have a blast and just relax, kick back. Don't expect a whole lot of organization or staying on topic.
and I actually want to jump over to one thing. We're gonna jump around topics here real quick because I forgot to talk about this one. But the new changes to gems, the $20 package for Smite is gone. It no longer exists for anybody who's watching who has not purchased yet. You can no longer purchase a $20 package and get 10 gods. The closest thing to that would be the $25 package, which can unlock 10 gods of your choice. And then for the equivalent price, you can get a $50 package, which is 25 gods. So that brings you back to $2 per god. But we're looking at basically a base price of about $4 per god. Is what we're looking at now. Luckily, someone goes and spends $8, which is the minimum. They automatically get access to the beta. But I didn't buy too many champions in League of Legends myself, so I'm not sure actually on the actual money cost, but I believe it was more than $4, right? In League of Legends?
Wasn't it closer to like 8?
Yeah, I would go with more like it depends
I
on
think-
what ones they are. I mean, if they're
Yeah.
really they're probably reduced, but new ones are going to cost you. I mean, good lord, look at the freaking. God damn it. I can see his name. I can see him, but I can't think of his freaking name. It's like $20 skin now.
Pulsefire Ezreal.
Ezreal. There we go. Ezreal. Yeah. Because they had to change the model around, and you get new features. Woo!
The Pulsefire Ezreal, I definitely have a. That was interesting to see come out, but I was very interested in Hi-Rez Duke's response to it. And I don't know, did any of you all see that?
No, you just laugh because that's what I would have done.
Here we go, we'll show right here. Juma wrote, but the question remains, when this game is steamrolling at launch, will you be able to match the skin awesomeness that is Pulsefire Ezreal? Because I can't wait to spend some money on that beast, and I have more money than that. You can have it if you make skins that epic. Hi-Rez Duke responds with, all of our skins are actually visible without a magnifying glass.
Oh man, #1 dev ever.
Yeah.
That's our community manager for SMITE.
Duke is another guy I'd buy dinner for. Oh my goodness.
We should get we should ask for the next god to be Duke in the game.
Yes.
The god of Duke.
That'd automatically be OP, and they'd have to nerf it the first week the patch came out.
No, that was a great response. And actually, I have to quite agree. While the skins do kind of look cool in League of Legends, you don't really see much of anything about it.
Yeah.
So, hopefully with SMITE we'll be able to see a bit more. So, it'll be really cool. What were we talking about anyways? How did we get into this?
We were talking about
The gold purchase for the god. So $4 a god. I mean, that seems pretty reasonable, right?
yeah.
I think I have no problem putting down $4 sometimes to get a god or whatever, or $8 since that's the minimum. But I
They gotta
don't
make
think
money
I'll need
somehow,
to.
right? I think it's
Yeah.
more than fair.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Now let's go into the last part of today's show, and it's not going to be too long, but it is just regarding the esports of SMITE. We obviously don't have much we can talk about it right now. We're limited. We don't have shoutcasting right now available to us. We don't have practice matches. We don't have 5v5 even available to us. We're quite limited in that aspect. Outside of that, outside of the game, we've got Team Tilt here with us, with the SMITE DB. We have, Steven, I'm not sure if you all are putting together a team, and Fixie, I'm not sure if you all are going to be planning on putting together a team or not. Do you see that, and I've seen in the forums, a lot of threads looking for a solo mid lane, or looking for a jungler, or different things of people looking for different teams, looking for things. Do we see these teams starting to coordinate themselves here sooner now? And do you think it's going to kind of help push Hi-Rez maybe to actually put out their content a little bit more if teams are starting to build themselves?
I'm gonna go with
Push out their fives whenever they want to push them out. They're not going to leave it up to the community, or else they would have done it already. Because people have complained. Don't worry, they've complained.
Were any of you around during the Try to Sing closed beta?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember the special server that was created for the? They created the special server and a special forum section for teams, and they set up practice matches so they could test the actual esport function. Do you think that might be possibly something that will happen with SMITE maybe, and they might actually bring in different teams and actually test it on their end that way?
Nope. I think you're just gonna introduce it to closed beta.
Think so?
I hope they don't do the custom server thing. I'm kind of wondering how they're going to handle, the fives and the custom servers with the. I mean, are you going to have it do a custom server? Or can I just group up with 5 guys and then do a custom match and five other guys real fast and play? Or do I have to own a server? That's the only one of the small annoyances I have with tribes about that. That's it.
Well, I don't think you have anything. You mean like a Counter-Strike source server?
You're talking about a
Something like
private
that?
server maybe? Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
private server.
Yeah, you have nothing to worry about. I don't know how they would technically implement that in a MOBA.
I think that's a shooter thing.
Yeah, I think you're pretty safe on that.
I think that's
not gonna be
clans.
an
I think
issue.
that's clans and shooters wanting to have their own server, and they kind of do their recruitment that way. You play on our server, you'll come join us and join our clan and play with us, type of thing. So I think it's kind of, I think, and that's popular in shooters, and I like that in shooters and aspects and stuff. And you like to, but that's a jump in and jump out type thing because people can go in and out of those servers like it's nothing. Unlike SMITE, where if you leave the game, you have 40 people that are gonna, or not 40, you have 9 people who are possibly going to at the end of the game report you for leaving. So, who knows?
They do.
I do. No doubt about that.
Reported for feeding. Every time I play with Kennedy, reported for feeding.
Yep, that's it.
I haven't even played with you yet.
Oh, you don't think we've played together yet? Sockless didn't remember me either. Sockless didn't remember me either.
They just can't hear you in the game, that's all.
I know. How can you forget a name like Pixie SLN? Ugh.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to too many of the names of the people that I kill in the game.
No.
All right. So bring us to about the end of here, and any final words from Demon?
VOgaming.com. We are setting up our pro team. Alakite, I can say it right, is setting us up with a team there. He's doing all the recruitment and testing, etc., and he's quite good and quite fun. Also, like I said, guides coming up. We're starting our tournament registration. Should be done today, but you might want to wait till tomorrow to make sure it's all pretty and stuff. And so you guys, if you have teams, you can start signing up, and that way when our tournament's going, you're already ready. All you got to do is go.
And tomorrow at 9 o'clock, right?
Yep, tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. We'll have some more conversation.
Right.
You can phone call us on Skype, too, and yell at us, which is very interesting.
So everyone go to, it would be twitch.tv/BLgaming.
You can just go to BL Gaming. It'll be on the front page.
Okay, be on the front page. All right. And I'll see you all in chat for that tomorrow. What about you, Fixie? Where can we find you, or any last words?
Check out shoutcastthis.com when you can. It's a good stuff. You can find me at Twitch TV /FixieSLN. But the biggest thing is play the game, love the game, get into beta, buy the game, do whatever you can, just play. It's going to be a huge thing. The community is great. We're doing an awesome job. Look what we got going on here with these beautiful, lovely people. See, they're all on the stream there. We're enjoying it. But without the community, without you guys, without players, it's really not going to come to anything. There will be no fruition. So play the game, ask questions, come hither, and let's pwn some nubs. Love you guys.
All right. And Sockless. Any last words? Where can we find you?
You can find me obviously over on SMITEDB.com. Come over. We have a contest going on right now, giving away apparently an obsolete G500. So maybe we'll have to get a new one going on.
Well, the G600 has those 12
keys.
buttons. Who wants 12 buttons on the side of their mouse in a game? I mean, come on.
Buttons are awesome.
You can come over, check out a guide, create a guide. We're probably going to have another podcast up sometime around the beginning of next week. Come check out the IRC channel. Most of us, I think, hang out in there all day. So if you've not been in there, come check us out there. And also come over to Reddit, reddit.com/r/smite. Building a great community over there as well.
All right. And you all can find me at justingaming.com, and I have everything linked on there for Twitter and all that good fun stuff. And follow me on Twitch here. What was you pointing for? What was that point for?
I wanted to say that, where you're saying we can't commentate yet. When I die, I love to commentate. I will die, and then I'll be like, oh, look at this. Or I was going to go over here and die. Oh, it's real fast-paced and fun.
Well, that's what happened with the first day I was streaming. Somebody goes, well, it's kind of boring in here. So then I started doing shoutcasting from my viewpoint while playing the game the whole time. it got a few laughs and stuff, but then people were kind of like, okay, stop shoutcasting, please. Because it was from one viewpoint the entire time.
What's Rob going to do now?
Because I don't die often, so I only got my viewpoint. I mean...
Yeah.
All right. That's about it. So that ends the episode 3 of the Pantheon panel. And that means we got a little bit of a sock monkey here from Sockless. Yeah. And that
Wait, what?
Sockless.
I don't even get it. Did I miss something?
Look, hold it up, Sockless. Let him see. He doesn't see it.
I don't know. Oh, okay, there we go.
Put it away! Put it away!
Concerned that what we were saying, a sock puppet, and
Yeah, you lost me. That awkward moment when nobody understands what's wrong.
Let's leave it at that. Good night, everyone who are watching us, or good morning if you are EU. Most likely it's morning for you already. So we've got peace, love, and smite. All right. That ends it.
That was fun.